It's your life. It's not easy. Tonight, I'm helping you in any and every possible way. You voice any question. Of course, I am Vince Hollywood Kelvin, world's dirtiest pickup artist. That's one of the titles that I inherited throughout the years. I'm also a human going through this experience called life. And wow, it's quite intense. I don't have to remind you of that. We're either in denial or acting like victims or hustling. But no matter where we position ourselves, life is life. And it's never really easy. My background in success coaching has me sometimes frustrated a little bit, and I don't like frustration. I don't like the experience of it. I don't like the word. But I notice people, good people, well-intended people like you and me, wrestling and struggling with matters that to me can easily be resolved. So I'm broadening the ways in which I'm going to be of assistance and service by not only focusing purely on pickup and seduction, opening all aspects of your life. And together we'll explore, contemplate solutions. You bring up anything that you want. It's our second week doing this free streaming. It's going to happen every single week on Wednesday. And it's a form of, connecting with somebody that has resources, coaching, all aspects of your life. Tonight, I want to address something that is often destabilizing. Allow me to open the door a little bit. It's very warm here. In life, options, dimension. So I want to talk about the dependence that we take for granted and that rob us from our resources and our potential. For example, tonight, if I was still dependent on being fully prepared a certain way, for me, on my side, it would feel like a disaster. And suddenly I would shift and be irritated, feel like something is off, something is wrong, and miss out. Now, there is power in making sure that we are prepared, but we cannot depend on it. For everything, there's a plus and a minus. So I want to open that topic now to remove all dependencies so you can have life more abundantly. So your experience of life is richer. So it's no longer up and down, making headways and feeling like you're going backwards. Better than steps backwards. Part of what causes that is when we become dependent on things being a certain way for us to continue to tap into our own resources. When we're dependent on that and we notice we don't have that, we put the brakes. And the moment we put the brakes, it's almost as if we become suddenly retarded. First, we're being flooded by emotions that make us feel uncomfortable. We feel upset. We feel enraged. We feel depressed. We feel disappointed. We feel let down. Then, because we're too busy being emotionally affected, it's not easy to tap into our mental capacities, to remember how capable we are, and to tap into higher, greater solutions. So, wonderful. So tonight, my girlfriend's putting me on the spot right now. She's going to go live. Go for it. Go live. 3, 2, 1. Go. Oh, we are live. Oh, it's even better. Tonight, I'm talking about letting go of all dependencies, of things happening a certain way. It's beautiful to operate on one hand. I'm still holding that noodle here. Eat it. It's wonderful on one hand to operate from a place of choosing that you're going to be prepared. You're going to be on top of things. You're going to decide what you're going to do. If we didn't do that, things would just, go like a garden that's unattended. After a while, it'd be messy. The problem is, I've been there, we miss out if we think that only when we prepare, only when we know what to do, only when, for example, you know, you are ready, we're gonna go live. Suddenly I realize, oh, what the fuck, I am live already. Okay? In those moments, what do you do? What do you do when the unexpected catches you off guard, like this text coming from my brother Wasi right now? What do? We tend to shrink at least a little bit. And then you don't have a life. You have a part-time life. Oh, that's good, but not. Okay? And in that moment, we miss out on the flow. In your seduction and your pickup, this is critical because so often I've been with a bunch of guys in field and they are all the same. We're all the same. They do good for as long as they think that it's going good. Then something unexpected happens. You know, maybe they get a little tired. Maybe they were having what they thought was a good interaction with a girl and her friends pull her away. In that moment, we got to realize we no longer can afford to be affected because the moment we're affected, we're no longer aligned. And then we miss out. And then the guy that I see is affected, with my experience, I pay attention and I notice, okay, there was that other girl over there. She was looking at him. You go tell him that in that moment, you go, yeah, I know, but. So personally, this is kind of my newest experiment. I don't want a partial life experience anymore. I don't want to be dependent on other people at all anymore. I don't want my happiness to depend on other people anymore. I don't want to be dependent on a certain set of situations, circumstances. I don't want to be the bitch of external situations anymore. Now, I am not that anymore, or maybe perhaps less than other people because I constantly do the work. But at this point, I say no more, okay? I want to choose my own weather, and I don't want to jump to conclusion. I don't want to let the fluctuation of money make me feel good or make me feel bad. I don't want the presence of other people in my life to make me feel good or make me feel bad. I don't want to depend on being prepared. Sure, on any given day, I fucking love to wear more rings than I have fingers, do my hair for hours, even worse than a girl, know exactly what I'm gonna say and have my meal just before my live stream. But what am I to do when life in motion starts to fluctuate? Am I to once again give up my own power and be at the mercy of depending on things being in place? This planet is constantly in motion. So rare are those moments when everything is in place. And if you, by any chance, you know, you really fucking hustle and you have a day where you feel like everything is in place, I got it all together, yes, 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 what's gonna happen next? You're gonna fucking stumble and be probably even more miserable than before. So what's the problem? I am, you are, life is the problem, people. Yeah, it's fucking people. Every time I try to do something good, god damn it, this interaction with this girl was going so well if it wasn't for her stupid girlfriend. On top of that, the girlfriend was fat. Yeah, fuck fatties. No, it's too late. You can't be all over the media for saying fuck fatties. It's been done before. Witch hunting, come and hunt me. I'm a witch. Come, witch hunters, come and hunt me. I'm a fucking witch. I will say things that are gonna stir you. So, that made you smile, that one, huh? So anyway, we become too quickly dependent. It's true, pay attention. Look back at your day. I bet your happiness today at some point was eroded. Maybe it was eroded because you didn't feel the way you wanted to feel. Maybe it was something as simple as tiredness that started to erode the flow of your day. Maybe it was a delay, a distraction. So a better balance would be, yeah, be prepared and surrender and no longer think that suddenly things are working against you. See, so far, because I'm bringing ease, and it was not easy at first when suddenly I go, oh my God, 7 minutes to my live stream. And then I wanted to do a video to let you guys know about the live stream. And then ideally I was going to do a little bit of Kundalini yoga so I could feel so aligned. And on top of that, I was going to jump in the pool. I then was going to feed myself, and I was going to dress all pretty and rocking it. Suddenly, wow, it's on. Then my girlfriend surprises me. I go, okay, we go on live, and I'm live already. Now, enough about me. Let's talk about you. What do you think of me? No, let's talk about you. I want to reach deeper levels of honesty and freedom. Freedom. Don't you want to be more free? What robs us from freedom is the moment we become dependent. If you're too dependent on the schedule, on other people, then you're not as free as you wish to be. But we got to go beyond that, okay? Freedom starts within. At what point? Here's the ultimate exercise. Decide right here and right now that you're going to be totally free and you're no longer going to depend on anyone or anything to be happy, to be productive, to be creative, and to move forward. See, most people, they start to move forward and they think, okay, I'm going to start my business. Oh, here's my first client. Here's my second. Yeah, I'm a millionaire. Woohoo! I'm going to resolve this matter. No. The moment you get going, you're going to be delayed. You're going to be distracted. What do most people do? They run back the other way. After a while, we get so eroded. There's still hope within us. We hope that somewhere, somehow, something is going to help us. See, if you want true success in your pickup or in your life, you got to realize that, yeah, you got to get better at escalation and this and that. But those things are not that complicated once you're more free. One thing is that you got to let go of depending on knowing what to say, feeling it, feeling the location. I want freedom from people, places, things, times. I want freedom from myself. And then what I'm realizing, this, I got it very early on in pickup. Then in life, it's grown stronger. At this point, I'm ready for that critical mass place where that's a way of life. In pickup, I realized that the problem is not what we think the problem is. Yes, many things can be improved. The problem is how quickly do you think that for one reason or another, you're fucked. And again, when I use strong words like you're fucked or self-honesty, any of the words that I use, I urge you to use them at all levels of the scale. See, many guys, they could say, well, I got no problem opening. Because in their own book, having problem opening would be like, oh my God, there's that girl, what should I say? Ah, who dares calling me? I'm sending you to voicemail. We're back. At this point, I would actually recommend you guys, you continue to watch this on the Zoom link. It's free. Click on the Zoom link. No, we're not going to send recordings afterwards. So I thank you so very, very, very much. Here, you want to put me on the spot? My turn. Put on the spot. Yes. Dare to put me on camera without my makeup. Now you know what it's like. That's one persistent person. That was one persistent person. Okay, so click on the Zoom link and meet us right there. So that's what's been going on my mind. Improvise, flow with it. Too often, you can post it. Post and share, my darling, if you don't mind. Huh? Post it and then share it. I appreciate it. So, I see 11 of you guys online. The point, the message today is measure more subtly. I know exactly where I was. So, too often guys may say, I don't have a problem opening, because in their own mind, having a problem opening would be the guy is terrified and not talking. In my own book, I set the bar much higher. You have a problem opening until it flows all the way. We can trace it back. And even if you don't have a problem opening, the mindset of real champions, we're not interested in not having problems. You know, that's the mindset of the fucking masses. Oh, I don't have any problem. Because most people, their motivation is based on defect. When is it that they truly show up to finally get more fit and healthy? When they have some serious physical challenges. Okay, they wait till it's a disaster to do something positive about it. Champions, doesn't matter how good we're doing, we're only interested in one thing: better, better. Okay? We live in a day and age where, because of the standard of everybody, it doesn't take that much to be able to function, but never mistaken being able to function for being really successful, fulfilled, and happy. So I'd like to invite you to dig a little bit deeper. The progress that you really want and deserve will come when you look outside of what you already know. And when you make that a habit, when no matter how good you are doing, you're interested in better, slightly better, slightly better. Number 2, assess, make a decision. Today, I'm gonna be super happy, I'm gonna thrive, I'm gonna do phenomenal. And watch how, without knowing it, you were dependent on too many things. I'll give you the example of pickup, but we can talk about that matter in any other matters of life. A very interesting reality show for pickup would be we line up 100 guys and we go, yeah, let's go, we're going out right now. In that moment, we would lose quite a few. They would say, oh, wow, I got something tomorrow, I didn't expect it, and so on. Then we would lose more based on the location where we go. And then after a little bit, whomever didn't hear, oh my God, who are you? You're awesome. Yes, please, please take me home. In the end, there would be only a few guys standing. All along the way would be at the cause of dependence. So I invite you, we're gonna open it for questions right now, requests. This, I will be on every Wednesday, talking about any and all matters of life while I catch up with my delicious meal. It is good. For questions, you can type them, or you can open your line and ask the question directly. If Chris, let's all hear it for Chris, is basically busy assisting me and Arash with streaming or podcasts every single night. So yay for Chris. Thank you. Meanwhile, if you can monitor the questions. It seems that there's quite a few already.
All right, cool. I'm unmuting Arbor D. Arbor.
Okay, what is your question? We're not hearing you. Chris, can you go super efficient?
I'm clicking, but it's not unmuting. I'm going to open up the communication line. You guys can unmute yourselves.
I see no.
Hello.
That is Bobby.
Okay, so Chris, can you hear me, Chris?
Yes.
Okay, good. Mute all the lines. Have the guys type their questions and read them to me.
All right, I'll read the questions. One moment. Question from Arbor D. Arbor. Hi, Vince. If a situation changed color from normal conversation goes to aggressive interaction, what is the proper frame to hold in those situations as a player?
By the swastikas. Somebody's posting swastikas. Oh.
Yeah, I locked the meeting. I don't know if you heard me. What I said was, if from a question from Arbor D. Arbor, if a situation changed color from normal conversation goes to aggressive interaction, what is the proper frame to hold in those situations as a player?
We would need to define aggressive first. Okay? So can we ask the person to please define aggressive. While the person does that, I personally like to broaden my frames, to have greater options and greater control. Make sure you don't look at things through a peephole. To look at details is very helpful when it is helpful, but it's not helpful when it is not helpful. So in all my communication, I remember first and foremost one thing: code of conduct. I'm a human dealing with humans. I'm a human with an edge because I have dedicated a lot of time to refine my ability to communicate, while most likely I'm dealing with people who take it for granted. Because the moment we can speak, we speak. Yes, we study a grammar, maybe that becomes our topic. And yet even people who are well studied in terms of a specific language and so on, they don't dedicate very much time to become super efficient communicator. So I enter it knowing I most likely have the edge. To maintain that edge, I remember I'm not dealing with a machine, I'm dealing with a human. Human will fluctuate. At the core, any shift in communication, a lot of what people bring into a communication is one thing: fear. So I know that most likely the person is in a place of distress. I'm not going to let distress decide for me. If you're a little more specific with the exact situation, it's important to have options. Okay? Aggressive. Did he reply saying, what did he mean by being aggressive? Meaning the girl is going from like, oh wow, yeah, that's a cool hat that you're wearing, to, oh my God, and your hair, oh, and your chest, you've been working out, don't you? Let me see your tattoos. Is that what he means by aggressive, or he means the person gets like a little bit irritated and starts to be upset? You hearing me, Chris?
Yes. Yes.
Did the guy reply yes or no?
No, he left.
Okay, well, we make that benefit for everybody. Couple ground rules for communication. One thing that will really broaden your success, whatever it is for you guys, okay? Whomever's here, Nicolay, Johnny, whatever your own sense of success is to be more committed to have ways to process situations long-term than resolving one specific matter. Because we all at first want the quick fix. What should I say? What should I do? There it always tends to come short. So it's important to understand that it's going to be more helpful to you if you focus more on a code of conduct and a protocol that you can apply in any aspect of your communication. Okay? Protocol number one, with people in communication: do what works, how it works, when it works, why it works for you. And if your desire is to really help the person, then do it for them. But outside of the context of, hey, please help me with this, or a professional situation, and you committed to wonderful customer service, then you got to know, what do I want there? If you, for example, know, okay, what's important for me, I'm here having a good time. I don't want trouble with anyone. Suddenly you're talking with someone, they get a little weird. So now you got to remember, what's my outcome here? Number two is constantly shift how you communicate until it produces the result. That will also, number three, make you more aware of different people and different categories of people, turn it into an ongoing study. Okay? Sometimes a person gets more aggressive, and you diffuse it by becoming even more aggressive than them. They go, well, I hate it when people talk like that to me. Oh, do you think I like it when people talk like that to me? No, too much. And they go, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. Sometimes people, you diffuse them by going, hey, I didn't mean to offend you. Okay, forgive me. So I'm giving you two extreme examples, but there's not one set model. It's very important to quickly remember what is my outcome, and then what mode of communication. Don't stay in the same mode of communication. Everything that we do or we will have will involve other people, whether with the boss or the employee, the parent or the kid, the teacher or the student. Doesn't matter where we go, it's going to involve other people. So to master communication is absolutely essential. It's a prerequisite for success in life. One common tendency, if people were to communicate the way they drive, they would drive the way they communicate. Forgive me, I had it backwards. Drive the way they communicate. They would go one speed in one direction all the time. So you got to start to broaden your range of communication. One observation that I make is that most people, they have one mode. They think that it's them, and that's how they communicate all the time. So then you're back at communication by default. It works when it works. Maybe one person, their way to deal with distress is they get aggressive. They should broaden their repertoire. They should know to go the opposite way. To really destabilize people, okay, you want to take it where you know they cannot go. Give you an example. It's easy for a girl on a Saturday evening with her little clique of girlfriends, no matter how wealthy she is in life, how together she is, how happy she is, how spiritually awake she is, how successful she is in her career. It's very easy to dress sexy and to start to go, hey, I got it all. And then they do what they know how to do. So they go, yeah, blah, 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 blah. If you arrive and you try to match that, only if you're way further than that will it overrule. So one thing that I do, I destabilize them by using a lot of very sophisticated language, which is totally unexpected, and I bring them to file not found. Very sophisticated language, I could say. How rejoicing to see that you're so well equipped with such lovely garments on a Saturday evening. And I go, what? In that moment of what? They're the ones undergoing file not found, and I'm the one that knows exactly where I'm going to take it. Okay? So, what other question would we have? Chris?
Real quick, if any of you have any questions, message me privately in the group chat.
Let's take a look at the groups. So, okay, we got a world record of swastika. Fascinating. The time that it takes, the effort. Wow. I feel for that person, but wow, what effort. Hi Vince, if a situation change color from normal conversation goes to aggressive interaction, what is the proper frame to hold in those situations as a player? Well, if we're addressing it from the perspective of you consider yourself a player, first, what does it mean to you? Does it work for you? Is that the ultimate way to define yourself? My personal way to define myself is I am unlimited power and potential that has to yet be discovered and defined. So I will not frame myself with just a label for fun, maybe, yes. And the proper frame would be everything serves. Everything serves you. Which kind of brings us back, if you pay attention, to what we were talking before. One way we become dependent is the moment we assume or assess that something is working against us. I had a world record of interactions, to keep it in the context of pickup, that started with maybe a girl saying, fuck you. Hold it, diffusing it with nonverbal. Wow. Okay, well, that was strong. To not go in her face, but the option could be there. And I go, hold it, hold it. You're a little too fast for me. Fuck, fuck, and me in the same sentence, that's too fast. And at that time, oftentimes it diffuses it, the fact that I'm being funny and that I don't respond the way they expect that I respond. So my point is this: I don't let whatever they do decide. I go back to how can I use that? Now you can use it in many directions. Same thing with life. In life, if you become too dependent, you got to be aware of what's happening with your bank balance. You got to be aware of what's happening with people around you. But you cannot let that decide in terms of what's possible. Otherwise, you're like a yo-yo. You go up, you go down. You go up, you go down. You got to sustain your decisions no matter what, and whatever life presents to you, no matter what direction it goes into, you go back to how can that serve me? Some of the greatest success stories of all time came from events that most would have found devastating. What made the difference were that the people who were going through those events refused to let that decide for them. What better reason to become very fit than to be fat? What better reason to become very healthy than to be sick? What better reason to become truly wealthy than to be broke? But for most people, being broke, to them, that is the reason why they cannot be wealthy. Flip that around. Don't depend on your current situation to decide where it's going next. And then all the emotional dependencies. Ultimately, we think we're free, but we're bound minute per minute. It's amazing. Notice, if I wasn't working on that stuff, first I could have been quite irritated by the fact that suddenly here I am and I'm not prepared the way I want to be prepared. But how important is that? What difference would it have made with my key points if I was wearing 3 rings or not? Sure, maybe more colorful, there's always a benefit. I'm not saying no. But for me to jump to conclusion to go, oh no, it shouldn't have happened, I'm missing out on the richness. Some of the most beautiful moments you may have may come from you showed up at the place and the place was closed. So go beyond all those silly dependencies. Then we see somebody posting swastikas. Now, it would irritate most people. But the sad thing would be that, as they always say, it's not the bite of a snake that kills. It's the venom. And by the time the venom kills the person who was bitten, usually the snake is long gone. So we let some venom reside within us, and we're the ones who suffer. We create most of our suffering because we become dependent on other people's behavior and so on. So what? Somebody wants to throw a swastika right there? Okay. First, who's more in trouble? I think for a person to take the time to do that, wow. I want to pause for a second. I want to use any and everything that I've ever learned about praying to pray for that individual. But notice, how many people could be outraged right now? And what is the outrage doing? How many people could be offended? What value is there? I am so offended. Is that going to resolve problems? You know, if a person is so offended by that, at that point, go feed the homeless tonight. Go do something beautiful. It's a great example. Then we're back in what I call divine order. Because an act that, I don't know where it came from, okay? It's probably not a lot of maturity. Sometimes we find out that it's sometimes kids who do shit like that, and so on. But whatever that person's intention is, that's a good example right now. We're going to make that serve us. I love when haters come on those things, because every time they make me better at not being so easily offended, battered, to drop it sooner, to stay resourceful. It's an illusion. My mission and my dedication is to reach that place so then I can share it with others where I'm no longer deviating. No matter what had happened, I get up where I'm at and I know I'm still at a place of pure potentiality. So everybody, to make this even more practical, think at what point during your most recent pickup, at what point during your most recent hope for a better man in your business or an increase or a sale or whatever career you're in, at what point during just your day, nothing special, you're going through your day, at what point did something come into play and you forgot that you were still at a place of pure potentiality? Pure potentiality. See, a person could undergo bankruptcy one day, and during the moment where it's happening, they're still at a place of pure potentiality where the best next idea they've ever had can come. Pure potentiality, meaning they could take a walk in nature and it could be the most pleasant walk in nature they've ever taken. They could laugh. All of that does not disappear. A guy could talk to a girl and have the girl turn around and give him what to him would be the harshest response. Which for most guys, the girl would probably question the size of his fucking penis, tell him that he's not pretty, and maybe stack a couple of things on top of that. He is still in pure potentiality. He can turn and go, what's your take on that, darling? This girl just came to me and say, fuck you, you're ugly and you probably have a small dick. How would you deal with somebody who's that aggressive? I wonder what the deal was with her. So here's a wonderful practical thing tonight. We all embrace the mantra affirmation. I am still in pure potentiality. I'm still in pure potentiality. So next time you're doing your pickup or a girl comes over or there are women watching this, at least that's the goal. So let's say something goes weird with a guy, you're in a relationship, you have a fight, you feel an unease, you are a little emotional and you want to talk to him and he goes, not now, okay? It's possible. Guys, we do that, you know. In that moment, remember, I'm still at a place of pure potentiality. No matter what happens in business, no matter what step you take, no matter where you're at when you wake up, you are still at a place of pure potentiality. Now, who am I to proclaim all those things? Am I right? Am I wrong? Who knows? But let's be intelligent for a second. Would you rather later on find out that you were off in the following way? You were off because you were not exactly in a place of pure potentiality, but it made you feel a bit better to think so. Or that every time you got a little sad, every time you got a little upset, every time you felt discouraged, every time you got pissed, every time you dramatized, every time you complained, every time you got angry, every time you felt, no, there's nothing that can be done, you were buying into lies and you were still at a place of pure potentiality. Let's go even further and beyond. What would your life begin to be like, independently from what people will do and so on, because there it's motion around, okay? I think it's intelligent when we wake up in the morning to know that the day around us will probably be a blend of things that we could think as good or bad. You know, there's got to be a couple people that will be very genuine with us, a couple in between, and we meant to encounter a couple people who are in distress that day. Same thing when you do pickup, same thing at work. If you have a brilliant idea for business or you want to share an idea, you get excited, you put a party together, there's going to be a group that are going to be, wow, pretty cool with it, liking it, going for it, participating. There's those in between, and there's also always those who are not going to like it. One of my mentors, Jim Rohn, was hired when it was the beginning of the new millennium by a major corporation. The tab was high. He charged them $1 million. They asked him a question. What are we to expect in the new millennium? For those of you born after the year 2000, that seems like, wow, that's a long time ago. His answer was simple. It's going to be pretty much the same. What? We just paid $1 million to hear you say it's going to be pretty much the same. But that's how it is. Now, the story has it that when they really reflected on what he was offering, they found it so rich, they hired him a second time, paying an equal amount of money. I wasn't there. I like the story, though. So it's going to be pretty much the same. But what would it be like if independently from whether or not the girl will text you back or she will show up or your boss would be friendly or not, or you're going to get the raise or not, or maybe, you know, you're going to be feeling good or Lord knows, and there's always a little drama, you know. I was so excited because there's a matter that I've let 2 years pending, you know, a matter important known as pay your taxes. Finally, after 2 years, I go, I got to do this. I've been neglecting it. You know, I'm like such an artist. Bullshit excuse. I do it. For half a day, I feel like, oh my God, I'm so happy I did it. Half a day after that, somebody was trying to attack me legally. I had to laugh, okay? When finally I felt better, I heard news that my mom had to be hospitalized. And it's ongoing like that. So I'm done being bipolar, going, woohoo, oh no, oh yes, oh my God. What if, despite all of that activity and that motion, and also your own activity, you know, this morning I woke up well rested, but there was a lot of unease. For a split second, I thought, am I under the weather and so on? Later on, I realized I took my vitamins on an empty stomach and I didn't eat something right away, so it wasn't dramatic. But our mind will always be like, oh, am I okay? Am I okay? Am I okay? What if, regardless of all of that, you grant yourself that sense of pure potentiality, that you let go of those timelines that we establish of beginning and end? Now is the time. Now I can have a good time because it's a holiday. Now I cannot because I'm at work. Or now I can come up with great ideas because I'm well rested. Now I'm fucked because I'm tired. Now I can do well because there's a lot of friendly people here. Now I cannot do well because the place is empty. So become aware of all those dependencies. And well, you know, we are warriors. I mean, one option is to pretend everything's okay, to be in denial, to numb ourselves and so on. Let's go just a touch further. Imagine for a moment, with your eyes closed or open, that regardless of what's happening around you, the people in your life, your situation, even if there's a little note on the door that you're late for rent, that regardless, not in a way where you're going to neglect everything, but regardless, you're going to remember, I'm still at a place of pure potentiality. Pure potentiality. I don't let anything decide because I know truth. Truth is I'm pure potential. It's an illusion. I've been conditioned in an illusion to think that there's a time when I should be sad and a time when I should be happy, that it's appropriate. Then we become puppets. We're not really living life. So make headways with that. Take this gift, pure potentiality. And to really do the work, without judging yourself, you observe. Observe the fluctuations. I'm telling you, when I conduct little experiments like that with myself, regardless of the fact that I've spent decades now teaching, studying, being certified, this, that discipline, and so on. It's a little bit of a shock at first, so be prepared for it because I realized, oh my God, I'm so dependent. My fluctuations are so frequent. And then we want to reassure ourselves more completely, more deeply. I'm unaware of what time it is. Let me see. Where did my phone? 7:44. We're going to give this about 5-10 more minutes.
There's a question from Johnny. He asks, are there any spells that help with pickup, like black magic?
I don't know, Johnny, if you're familiar with the work of Frank White. Frank White is an expert. Oh my God, I see all those other from someone blank to... How do you even get that little symbol to be there? Wow. The effort, that's phenomenal. See, we are pure potentiality. If the guy who typed all of those things had changed that, for each one of them, he would have done a push-up, the guy be so built. If for each one of them, he would have made a phone call in his own industry, he would be so famous. If for each one of them, he would have spoken to a girl, or if that's a girl doing that, a guy, oh my God. So why waste all that beautiful human potential to create that little symbol? Can you suck your own weenie? As a matter of fact, okay, there's other questions. You look like Stinks, KC. I don't know who is KC and what Stinks is. Can you suck your own weenie? I'm doing a lot more stretches lately because at a very young age, I was capable of fucking doing it. Just the tip. I did. Okay, we're going to be honest on this thing. I came in my own mouth. Well, how old was I? Like 9 or something? But my flexible spine, I tried. It didn't taste very good. Okay? If there's gay people watching this, you just had gay pride. I'm so fucking proud of you. I think the world has it backward. The balls that it takes to endure what you guys have endured, that's phenomenal. And then we have pickup artists who are still like, hey, you're not sending the program, okay? It doesn't say seduction on it. So praise to that. Gay, no, that's never been to my appeal. Although I give props to me, like the biggest badass motherfuckers out there are the gay community because they really went through a lot and they endured. Okay, sucking my own dick, I have attempted to do it and I kind of liked it, but more at a personal level. So the full extent of my gayness is at a level of self-gay, and I shouldn't talk too much about it because I'm looking at my own face and I'm getting turned on. So I will cover myself for a moment so I can focus on the teaching. The question was asked so many times. Wow, the power of repetition. This is hilarious. And what was the other question? I'm just fascinated here by the work, the effort. What is the intention?
Question from Johnny. Are there any spells that help with pickup, like black magic?
Okay, so Johnny, I would recommend Google right now. You may already be in touch with him. If you are, let us know. Frank White, foremost #1 dark sorcerer on the planet. Now, some of you watching, you may hear dark sorcerer. My own experience of Frank White has been that he is the most holy man I've ever met. I mean, of a kindness, genuine, and so on. But that would be that's the question asked that way. For me, everything is a spell, okay? Spell, the word spell, spelling. I'm aware that we're constantly cursing ourselves. Will I do spells? Yes, why not? There it's interesting. The frame of the world, you know, no one has any problem, for example, with the fact that all advertisement out there, how fun you see something advertised and they say it's healthy for you, or like a car is going to make you more happy. That's, we tolerate. We nobody goes like, oh, no. Once in a while, a person points it out. So my point is this, we broaden our frame. If we're capable of doing prayer, why not do spells and so on? Why don't we all do a spell right now? We're going to spell dick, D-I-C-K. No, we're going to put a spell on that dude over there, or that girl, the Nazi. What kind of a spell should we put on that person? There, I feel like a blessing would be. I wish for all of the hatred that is within you to suddenly fade and be replaced by a form of love of the self that is so deep that you won't even hate yourself for realizing how foolish you were when you engaged yourself into just such silly behavior. That the love that you will receive within you that's already present will be so significant that you will be able to instantly forgive yourself. That would be pretty fucking awesome. Hey, since you're asking, this is a ritual that is phenomenal for your pickup and seduction. It's called the Come to Me ritual. Come to Me ritual. Now, you can do it with money. You can do it with success in your career. You can do it with success in your seduction. You can do it with your health and so on. It's very intelligent because it includes all that is needed. So, to activate a little bit of energy, you breathe a few times, pick one thing that you want to welcome in your life, and breath, just become aware of your breath for a moment to just clear your mind and center your mind. We're going to focus on the three aspects. I could try it to make sure that it is more complete. For example, this is only the explanation. You can relax. How many people do you think today who hate their fucking job, if suddenly we could magically put them in their dream job, would soon realize that it's not only a matter of being at the right place, it's a matter of having what it takes to back it up. So truth is, it's like money. If we gave money equally to everybody in the world, it would come back in the same hands because you need a certain mindset. So to make it more complete, yes, we're going to acknowledge what you want, but we're also going to acknowledge the qualities that support that in a way that wins, and also the timing and the places. By timing, it's important to know that there's a divine force of the universe that wants human evolution. Evolution is not possible without preservation. That's why we're all equipped with a built-in mechanism for survival. Now, if that force, that intelligence can detect, for example, this guy wants $1 million, but with his current mindset, you give him $1 million, he's going to burn it in record time. He's probably going to damage his health because he's going to overeat and not do much. He may get party so much that he's going to end up dying of a fucking overdose, and he probably would be worse off. So you know what? We are not going to grant that to that person. So you got to make sure that you understand the timing is always divine. The timing is always perfect. If you've been wanting a certain result and it's been quite some time, rejoice, because by the time you'll get it, it'll be more significant. And it's simply that you are not ready yet. If you had it now, you'd be in more trouble. You know, so many guys, they want a beautiful model. Sure, bring a beautiful model in their life. Suddenly the beautiful model is there. The guy is having the best sex he's ever had with a beautiful model. If his self-esteem is not that high, after once or twice, or maybe even the first time, the sex with the beautiful model will become a nightmare. Because the guy's going to start thinking, oh my God, she's so beautiful. I hope she likes it. How am I doing okay? And he's going to start to feel bad about himself. Then, because he's not sure that, hey, yes, she's a model, and I'm me, and that's a perfect combination. And I appreciate the fact that she's a model, but I'm not surprised that a model wants to be with me because I'm, in my own ways, greater, equal, and she has her thing. So I'm fine. Then the guy's going to be, oh my God, I'm with a model, so I better make her really happy. Then he's going to start to jeopardize his finances, his schedule. He's going to give too much because she's going to know intuitively that something is off. Why would he be doing all of this? Part of her will know, and she's going to do more because she wants it to end, because that guy is not going to make her grow. So know that the worst of all spells is to wish for everything to be yours right now and to not be able to enjoy the growth and to commit and be willing to grow. That is the greatest of all gifts. If I could do a spell on myself, the spell that I would do is to boost my willingness and awareness so I can grow even more greatly than ever before, because then all that I could want is going to come with that. I would not place it backwards. But anyway, pure breath. So number one, we're going to say, be revealed within me. Be revealed within me, meaning it's already here. Okay? I know this is called the come to me ritual, but we're going to state, be revealed within me. And what needs to be revealed within you? The mindset, the qualities, the way of thinking and being that brings me, boom, stated. If you just joined, I saw quite a few more people came in. The question came up about spells and black magic. I suggested that the person would consult with Frank White. You'll find him on Facebook because he's the foremost expert that can explain, clarify also, remove all the fears around it, the presupposition, because, you know, the whole concept of, oh, if you do black magic, it's going to come back at you. That to me comes from a frame of mind that is very, very, very small. To me, the simple word magic does not divide. Magic is an attunement with a reality that is so great that if you start to work with it, it's not going to facilitate something that will harm you or others. That's my own take. We're all free. This is a very open streaming. We can say whatever we want on it, and we're going to address all sorts of matters. I just confessed, by the way, if you just joined, you missed it, that I have sucked my own dick. It makes you laugh, it makes you smile. Now, what I'd be curious is how many of you men attempted to do it or did it, and right now you would not dare to publicly go, yes, I have sucked my own dick. Yes, yes, yes. I want to do it again. Why is that? Chris DeGalgo just unconsciously admitted that he too has sucked his own dick. Tall like he is, he probably has a dick so big, it's probably accidentally. It's like, oh shit, that's my dick. Anyway, so we're doing that ritual right now. I call it the come to me ritual. You can do it for money, for any matters. Again, you know, for me, some of the things I most hated at first, because I wanted it now. Yeah, me, are the things that I most appreciate right now. Yeah, I love the lifestyle. I love being in Hollywood. I love all the stories that I gathered throughout the year. Some of them, they may seem appealing, but they were a total fucking mess to be in. But more, I want the richness of building true character. I want the wisdom. I want to connect with my inner intelligence. The rest is secondary. Now, for some of you, it may be the last thing you wanted to hear. You hope that I would give you the quick fix. At the same time, it's not an either or. So you pick one thing right now. You can do it with me or do it after or not do it and be amused. And if you're not amused, then I'll talk more about sucking my own dick later. So come to me. No, be revealed within me. The qualities, the mindset that will now bring me, state what you want, gentlemen. That will now bring me $10,000, for example. That will now bring me success with women that are tens. Be revealed within me. Be revealed within me the qualities, the mindset. Be in effect within me. Be in effect. Walk through me. Talk through me. Walk by me. As me. Be spoken through my lips. Be seen through my eyes. The qualities, the mindset, the values, the beliefs. And then you accelerate just a little bit, and now you let that be. Because it's a pyramid, maybe you relocate, and you go now, come to me. The women that are ready and will support me. Come to me. The opportunities that will bring me the money. Come to me. I welcome you. Come to me and welcome you. Keywords. Okay? So I'm giving you examples. And then the third position will be find me at the right place at the right places at the right time in the right ways. Find me at the right places at the right time in the right ways. We repeat from the start. Be revealed within me the qualities and the mindset that make that be now. Be revealed within me. Come into play. Come into action. Lead the qualities within me that make this be. Come to me, the people that will make this be. Come to me, the people that will make this be. And the third one is find me at the right time, at the right place, in the right ways. And then at the end, you let it be. So be it. The bigger part of any form, you know, I'm very non-denominational. I think that the next frontier in human evolution would be to first, without criticizing, because we don't want to do the same that they have been doing, to begin to observe the arrogance and the pretense of some who have thought they had the monopole on that thing that they call God, the universe, and so on. Some have fought wars because they think we got the answer, you don't. That is so arrogant and ignorant. So then, why not know that different people, it will speak to them in different ways. And what's important is that it speaks to you, and that it speaks to you and you work with it in a way that finds you better off, not worse off. Not another like, oh shit, I was hoping it would get better, but now I cannot do this. I shouldn't do that. I'm bad. Only half of me is good, and so on. So then, why not? You know, I have practiced Ho'oponopono, meditation, mantras, Kundalini yoga, prayer. Yes, I pray. I love to pray. I pray. You don't believe me? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. On earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. You want it in a foreign language from the future that does not yet exist? Okay? Yeah. You want it while I touch my pee-pee? Oh yeah. Yeah, bring me the things that I want. So, however the fuck you want it, here, what is important, okay? And I conclude with this tonight, hoping to find you again joining us next week. We're warming up. We're barely warming up. This thing is going viral, and yes, indeed, this thing is going to shock the world. We don't have to shock the world. Hopefully heal the world. That's our goal. And we already have haters. 2 weeks, and we have haters. The Nazis are after us. Who's next? Next week, the KKK is coming after us. Who's going to come after us after that? Organized crime. What would be like the things you cannot say? Who how about we create a biker war? How about we start to make comments about different biker gangs that hate each other? Wow. Throw gang signs. Never safe. We finished. Okay, it would be fun. That'd be, hello, welcome to Ultimate Reality. Fuck reality TV. It was barely the beginning. YouTubers, retarded. The Vine videos, they went down the drain. Right now, this man is about to verbally attack not only all majorities and all minorities on the planet. We're going to find out during the next 12 episodes who will go after him the worst. Will it be bikers on PCP? Will it be the Christian church? Or will it be organized crime? Who will get most pissed off? Or will it be the French government saying, you can say all those things that you want, but not with a French accent. You make us look like we are fools and people already don't take us seriously. You know? So anyway, whatever you committed to, whether you want to do a spell, whether you think black magic is the solution for you, purple magic, pink magic, whether you want to use, I was listening to Norman Vincent Peale today from the Marble Collegiate Church of New York. I met his wife. Never met him. He had already passed away. Ruth Peale. She's probably passed away right now. Beautiful lady for communication. Oh my God. That woman, Ruth Peale, the widow of Norman Vincent Peale, who wrote The Power of Positive Thinking. Okay? He was a really good Christian man, and he wrote a lot. And there's not a day where I don't think about Norman Vincent Peale. Okay? So you make your own choice. One thing we don't do, we don't make choice for people, but we make the choice to point out that I'm not sure about those who make choices. So, his widow, side note, she had that amazing way to diffuse people. She would just open her heart, soften her face, and I didn't see that in every situation. But I promise you, she would arrive, two people be like, no, fuck you, asshole. No, I'm telling you, fuck you, asshole. And she'd be like, it sounds that both of you are rather upset. And I'm not her. I couldn't do it like her, but I've witnessed it. She would be like, wow, melting people like a little ninja. I borrowed that. I studied that from her, and I put it in my pickup or my communication. So you name it, black magic, voodoo, Santeria, Catholic Church, traditional prayer, Islamic stuff, whatever it is, you're asking a force that never fails. The only matter is to bring it full circle with no intention initially to do so. At one point, after doing your spell, after doing your ritual, after doing your prayer, are you going to start to forget that you've asked the force that never fails? And at one point, because of that, you're going to start to fail that force. See, when you do that, that's not the most important part. The most important part is, what do you do after? Do you walk away going, ha, that was fun? Great. But for you, that's what it's going to be. Do you walk away going like, oh, I hope it's going to work? For you, that's what it's going to be. It's going to stay at, I hope it's going to work. Or do you stay into the at least openness, ideally the knowingness, the resonance, the vibrance, the frequency of that? And we're humans, but when you work with forces that are higher than you, they don't fail. So if for a couple months it doesn't seem anything's happening, know that it's either that you are questioning too much or you're too impatient. It's inevitable. So if you want the shortcut, do your spell. You've noticed also people who have a lot of proficiency at it. See, for example, and I urge you guys to work with him. One thing that I've learned from Frank White that surprised me at first is I would put a lot because I really wanted it to work. So sometimes I would clear people's chakras and I'd be like, oh, take a nice deep breath, imagine your chakra clearing. And yeah, there's power in creating a certain energy. It's happening. Frank would be, okay, there. And I was like, wow, could it be that simple? But what is the simplicity sub-communicating? That it is. At this point, I would like to make a brief mention of quite a few of you guys were on it. We just had this spectacular program called Attune, the frequency of God for sex, money, and fame. The reports of people that attended or just watched are the highest we've ever heard before, up until now. So they're really something incredible. We top it all the time. Not to discredit anything that I've done before, and yet this one, truly phenomenal. If you don't have your 5-hour DVD downloads yet, contact me. I believe at the time of this streaming, we're at 127. We'll offer it one more time after that, probably 167, and then we'll close it for a little bit. I'm very thrilled. This was awesome. I thank you guys for joining. Yes. Guess what I'm going to do next? No, it's not going to work that way. Guess what I'm going to do next? I'm going to do it. Watch it. Be revealed to me the ways in which I can find so much flexibility in my spine that it is, again, possible, just like in my youth, to suck my own dick. Come to me, the people, maybe a chiropractor. That's getting a little weird. I keep it at that part, okay? And shalom to our friend with his little drawing. And I think that's it for tonight. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody. We're on again next week. Aphrodite's Prince, I'll see you tomorrow. It's been fun, but not as fun as sucking my own dick. Sucking my own dick. Do you suck at sucking your own dick? Aha, still on. Let's pretend like I don't know. What would you witness now? Right now, here's what you would witness. I probably would start to play some binaural beats. I would do some stretches. I would intake 2, 3, 4 bottles of water and prepare myself for the evening like a monk, New Millennium monk, Hollywood monk. Okay, don't you have things to do, gentlemen? Aren't you inspired to go and take on the world right now? Right? Yeah? That's it. All right. So, and to our dear friend,